we'll go. So, as it says it's preparing, I'm going to assume we're live. And if we're not live, they'll get the full recording because I'm here. I'm Gail Zintek. I'm here with Steve Trezek, my good friend for the last 6 months. You know, you can make fast friends when you're on the same alignment, right, Steve?
Yes.
So,
And when you elevate and raise your standards, people are going to be attracted to those standards if they align well. Yes.
So I met Steve in another Facebook group, and I've learned from Steve. He's been in the fitness industry for 25 years. Now, I know I would say, what were you, 10, Steve, when you got into fitness?
I'm 42 years young now.
Okay.
And so I've been doing it a long time, and I just had an absolute passion and purpose to help people live their healthiest body. So, yeah.
Awesome. And you mapped out a formula for real transformation. What do you mean? Everybody has their formula.
Yes. And first, let me say this. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm honored. I'm just really excited to be able to share some value with you and for whomever's going to be watching this on replay or watching it live. And people come to me all the time, Gail, and they're like, Steve, what do I need to do to make a real change? Like, all right, so there's so many different ways you can look at it, but I believe, and I know because I've done so much, not only time-tested studies, and I've worked with so many folks, is that there's a hidden path in all of our lives that we have to make a real transformation. And people get it, they're very confused, they get frustrated what that path is, what it's going to take. And I'm going to say that we can have a conversation about real transformation. And I'm going to keep in consideration that we're going to be talking to some real estate agents here. And I have a lot of real estate agent friends. Most of them are not very healthy or fit. Some are, but a lot of them aren't. Okay, because for certain reasons, because you know what? They work their tail off. They are so committed to their clients, their work, their relationships, that we can't have a conversation about real transformation without talking about integrity first. Because integrity is the secret sauce. This is what I train and I coach all the time, is that integrity is the secret sauce. Most people, now brace yourself, Gail, most people don't have integrity. Okay, so
ouch.
Most people don't have, now integrity, the word integrity is thrown around everywhere. It is sensationalized. They're like, you need to have integrity. You have to have integrity. You don't have integrity. But let's be honest, nobody's really defining what integrity is. Okay, I'm talking about personal integrity. So I will guarantee that everybody and their mother has integrity for everybody else in their life. But let's start with this. Let's start with what integrity is. Personal integrity, I define it as this. It's doing what you say you're going to do, when you say you're going to do it, when nobody else is watching. That's personal integrity. So let me get back to what I was saying, where everybody, I guarantee everybody's got integrity, okay, for everybody else in their world. So Gail, if you called me up and said, hey, Steve, I'm in your area. Do you want to go meet for lunch tomorrow at noon? I'd be like, yeah, for sure. What time do you think I'd be there at lunch to meet you for a great experience?
Probably 5 to noon.
Right, I'd be there early. I would say I'd be there 11:55, 11:50. I'd be there early to meet with you. And if I said, hey, Gail, I can't pick up my kids at the bus stop today because something came up. Do you mind picking up my kids at 4 o'clock? And you'd be like, yeah, sure. What time would you be there to pick up the kids?
3:45.
Right, 3:45.
I'm not leaving your kids stranded.
Right. So then it comes to how many times, with a show of hands, how many people have said the diet starts on Monday?
Tomorrow.
Right, tomorrow, Monday. How many times have people said, 2020, this is going to be my year, it's going to be my healthiest year, I can't wait to start my exercise routine, I can't wait to start eating healthy? How many people have said that in 2020? And look, we're already 8 weeks in, 8 weeks in. How many people are still committed to that plan that they've made to themselves? How many people said 2019 was going to be the year? 2018. We can keep going back. Or even better, how many people are going to say, tomorrow I'm going to wake up 30 minutes early and I'm going to start doing cardio exercises. I'm going to start doing some jumping jacks. I'm going to start doing something. How many people have said that? So that's where I start engaging with people and I get them to be like, oh, I get it. See, we have integrity and we commit to everything for everybody else in our world. But when it comes to us, the personal integrity, we know that that's the missing link. So those are some examples as to what really the formula really starts happening with our personal integrity. So you how do we get out of that? Okay, because I know we have a limited time here, but how do we get out of that process? Because there are some people I've worked with or communicated with, they are at the lowest of low. They can't figure out how the heck to get out of the position they're in. And you not satisfying that integrity that you have for yourself, fortunately, unfortunately, because we have to identify it, that's the reason why you're in the health you're in, is because of your lack of personal integrity that you have for yourself. So when we talked about this, Gail, what did you take out of that?
Well, it's the commitment that we make to ourselves. So you're right. I have my little sticky notes here. So it reminds me of water and the Whole30. And I made a commitment. So it's keeping things in front of us, setting goals, like setting my personal goal that I have a weight goal that I want to achieve, right? Well, I'm not going to achieve that weight goal if I continue to say, oh, I'm just going to eat this today. And, but gosh, I've been really good all day. So if I just go off a little bit, but no, and so for me yesterday, I did start yesterday because it was the 19th. And I said, I'm taking 44 days and I'm going to commit to my Whole30 plan, which is no sugar, no alcohol, no grains, no dairy for 44 days. Now, yesterday, what was I thinking about? I was thinking, because I came off of being gone for a few days, being wined and dined at, in Dallas. I'm not a drinker, so the drinking doesn't, it doesn't affect me, but dang, that key lime dessert at the gala was dynamite.
Yeah, right.
But now it's like, no, I am committed to, and you challenged me to drink more water, to be consistent with that. So for me, my personal integrity is I'm going to drink at least 2.5 of these every single day with that. Like, that's a standard, Steve.
Yes. And here's what I appreciate about that, Gail, and here's what I appreciate about you, is that you have chosen to honor yourself. Okay, you've chosen to make yourself a priority, because when you show up as your best self, do you serve other people in your world better, whether it be your spouse or Steve, or it's your friends, it's your relationships, it's your clients. So when you become the priority, you make that shift. And when you give your word, you honor your word. That comes to the whole fruition of where the formula really starts taking off, which is building confidence. It's building confidence back in. And I'm gonna suggest to you, Gail, that confidence, it's the habit and process of keeping the promises that you make to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have the habits and the process of doing the small things, so this leads into one of the big topics that you and I have talked about, and really is a hot button, or it's almost one of those aha moments, is how do we get you out of that? How do we get you out of the current place you're in? Or let's say maybe it's broken integrity. How do we get you to start winning again? Because my responsibility as a coach is to position you to win, not to get you to win. It's not my responsibility to get you to win. I position you to start winning again in life when it comes to your health. And I get you out of the hole the same way that you got in it. It's just one small promise at a time. When somebody can pick one thing, and that's when it comes to the point when they say, Steve, tell me one thing I need to do. What's that one thing? What's that silver bullet? What's the one piece I'm missing that needs to change and alter the entire course of my life? I'll ask them, well, what do you think it is? What is it? What do you, because we know what we need to do, we just don't do what we know.
Mm-hmm.
It could be something as simple as just drinking an extra 10 ounces of water. If you make one small promise to yourself that you can lock into and do every single day, I'm not talking about for a week or a month or a year. I'm talking about what can you do every single day, something so small. I call that your power promise. And the power promise, it positions you to win every single day.
So share a couple of your power promises. Like what do you do to start your day? Like is it when you first get up? Is it throughout the day? What's a few of Steve's power promises?
Well, let me say this. A power promise is just a power promise. Okay, so that's just a power promise. It's one thing. It's just one thing you can do every day. And I admire where you're going and what you're doing, Gail's. Like, you're cutting out the sugars, you're cutting out refined carbohydrates, you're taking in more water. All those things we know we need to do, but it can be very, very daunting for people to start that process at one time, knowing probably that they haven't cut other things out of their life to fit these things in. That's why the power promise is so important. It could be just walking 10 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what you're asking is what rules do I make in my life, or what habits do I position myself first thing in the morning to win? Because here's the truth. Most people within the first 10 minutes of their day lose control of their life. They do. They wake up in a state of worry, they're panicked, they're concerned about what they have to do for the day or what happened yesterday. But when you position yourself to create rules and habits that are unbreakable, you start again building confidence, you start winning again. What are those things? They're different for everybody. But what do I personally do? I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning, Monday through Sunday.
Do you go to bed at the same time every night?
I do. 10 o'clock, I go to bed every single night.
Okay.
Okay, so that's really important. Like, I can't stay up till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then expect to get up at 5 o'clock. So our day is won the night before. I prepare my breakfast. My first meal of the day, I prepare it the night before. I crack my eggs. I get my coffee ready. I position things. I get my water out. I have my measuring cup out. I drink 32 ounces of water every single morning.
So in case some of you don't know what that is, that's like one of these.
Yeah, well, let me say this, because I am passionate about people living in their healthiest bodies to the best of their potential. I don't want people comparing what I do to what they do. I want them to know what's possible. I want them to know that whatever's not serving them in their day today and yesterday can be changed and altered. You know what? You asked me in the notes, you sent me over a couple notes before this call, and you said, hey, I made a statement, which is actually the title to my first module for my transformation course. And the statement is this, and here's the title of it, is a healthy future does not require a healthy past. Meaning, accept where you're at now. Accept who you are. Understand you're not perfect, but knowing that you don't have to have the experience in order to live the best, healthiest future that you possibly can. Your past doesn't equal your future unless you're still living in it. So that's where my coaching comes in. That's where I'm able to position you to say, all right, are you waking up in a responsive mode, or are you waking up in an offensive mode? How you wake up and how you start your day is ultimately how you're going to end your day.
Well, and let's think about this first. Well, I'll talk about it for a second, because realtors on the norm, we get things thrown at us like darts and arrows, right? So, and a transaction's blowing up, and now what do? I go to bed thinking about my seller and my buyer, and then I wake up thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do today? So I understand the importance of maintaining, getting control of your thoughts and going to bed. And some people, that's just where they are. You don't have to be there. You don't have to stay there. You can take control of your life. And I remember when I used to sell candles. Okay, this was in 2000, and I was in Party Light, and my upline would say, Gail, it's never a candle emergency, right? So in transactions, in real estate, in life, whatever you're doing in life, it's never something that you cannot get control of. You have the ability to stay in control of your own emotions, and I think that's what's important for us to realize. And so thank you for sharing that with us, because it does, consider maybe that's a personal a power promise that someone can make. I promise to myself to, get control of my thoughts before I go to sleep at night, so that I can wake up in a better frame of mind.
Yeah, let me simplify that. And if I can say, focus with intention how to bookend your days, you're going to be more fulfilled. So we know, and I love the fact that you're saying, hey, we're getting blasted from every direction from all of our clients. Life hits us. What would happen? What would it do for you if you had the first 15, 30 minutes, the first hour of your day to yourself, where you could sit there and reflect? You could go into a meditative state. You could get your water in. You could get your meals prepared. You could just sit there and just mentally prepare how the day is going to go. You could stretch. I do 5 minutes of stretching and physical activity every single morning, even I still go to the gym later. So it's a routine, it's a habit that's going to serve you, and that in itself is going to get you to win the day. Bookend your days.
So we have, according to my clock, about 2 minutes left on our 2/20/2020, and I want to keep it at 20 minutes. So what, in closing, so to speak, how can people connect with you so that they can just get into relationship? I know you told me last week that you've been receiving lots of friend requests. So is it best to connect with you on social media? Do you have a group? I want people to know how to be in proximity or in relationship with Steve Trezek, so that they can learn to live the better life.
Yeah, I finally have adapted to the whole social media aspect. I'm on pretty much every platform. Facebook, as we're going live here, hopefully, if not, then we got the recording, is a great way to connect with me. All I ask is that you just leave me a message and let me know how you connected with me, so that I can best serve you. Because what it really comes down to is, how can I help you? What can I do that's going to bring the best value to you? And if you're not getting the support at home, if you're not getting the support and the reinforcement of what you want to accomplish when it comes to either a healthier lifestyle in your environment or around your support group, and you want to be part of something more or something more supportive, I do have a Facebook group that you're a part of, and it is extremely engaging. It's super supportive. We're celebrating our wins, our ahas, our even our challenges. There's things that are happening. Life is happening to all of us. So if you could be in a place or in an environment that can help support what you want to accomplish, I have the right place for you. Okay. So that's what I would say. I would say Facebook, Instagram is like my business card. I say, I don't carry business cards, but if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know exactly my philosophies. You'll see my video content. You'll see what I discuss and have conversations about. And I enjoy connecting with people. And if they're a friend of yours, then they're a friend of mine.
So I just checked my phone, and people are wanting, when are you going live? So obviously we had some technical issues today, but I'm going to post this recording, and we'll put it out there and let people know. So I'm going to stop the recording now, because it's at that moment of 20 minutes.